teaching artist with Maddow Arts, a nonprofit art organization located in Twisp, Washington. And today I'm going to show you how to make these symmetrical butterflies. And what you'll need for this project is a piece of paper cut like a square. It's fine if it's a rectangle too. A spoon, oil pastels, and a pencil. So go ahead and gather all those things, and once you have those things in front of you, then we can get started. So before we get started, let's talk a little bit about what symmetry means. Symmetry is when one half is equal to the other half. So if I hold out my arms like this, and you were to divide me in half, this half of me is the same as this half of me. But if I move my arm down, this half of my body does not equal this half. It's different. So symmetry, or what you would also say it's symmetrical, is when one half of something on one side matches the other half. Our butterflies are symmetrical because you can see here it's divided down the middle, so the wings on this side of the page match the wings on this side of the page, including the shapes and the colors and all the lines. I also have this book here with a butterfly, and what's kind of nice about this book is that the book is kind of naturally just divides this monarch butterfly in half, so you can also see how this monarch butterfly has symmetry, or it's symmetrical, because this wing over here matches the other half, or this wing on the other side. So to make our symmetrical butterflies, you'll need your paper out in front of you and a pencil to start with. So let's go ahead and begin there. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to fold your paper in half. So I'm going to take my piece of paper. The best way to fold a piece of paper like this in half is to match the corners. So I'm going to fold it over, and then with my pincher fingers, I'm just going to pinch right on top so it stays put. And then with my other hand, I'm going to also make pincher fingers, and I'm going to pinch the paper down on the side. Hold it there, and then with my finger, I'm going to run it up along one side of the fold and down on the other side of the fold. Okay, so now we have our papers folded, and so the next part is with your pencil, you're going to place your pencil on the fold. This is really important that you place your pencil on the fold and not on the outside edge of the paper, and you'll see why in just a little bit. So with your pencil, you're going to draw one half of the butterfly wing, and it's like a 3. There's several ways to think about it. It's like a 3, it's like an M, okay? So you can think about it in those ways if that helps you. So I'm gonna basically just write a big 3. Then from there, I'm gonna take my black oil pastel and I'm gonna trace right on top. So if you need to pause the video at any point, go ahead and do so. If you want to draw the 3 first with a pencil, and then of course trace back on top with the black oil pastel. So I'm tracing back on top. Okay, now this gets a little tricky, but you're going to open the paper back up, and then you're going to fold it in the opposite direction. If it gets a little hard to fold, what you can do is just kind of bend it over, and what's nice is you've already folded one way, so the paper is going to naturally want to go into that fold that we did earlier. So I'm going to run my fingers up and down, okay? And then you can kind of already tell, maybe it doesn't show up in the camera very well, but I can see through the paper and I can see the black oil pastel on the other side. So I'm going to take my spoon, put my thumb right on top of the spoon here, and I'm going to rub. I'm going to rub, 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 rub on top. And what's going to begin to happen is when I open my paper back up, oh, I need to rub a little bit harder. When I rub my paper back up, what's going to happen, hopefully, is that the oil pastel will be transferred onto the other side of the paper. So we have a nice symmetrically shaped butterfly. Make sure you're not just tracing on top with the spoon, but you're rubbing. It really only works if you press down fairly hard and you rub. Okay, so rub, rub, rub. Go all the way around. Okay, and then I'm going to check my work, open it up. So the line right now is fairly faint. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace back on top with the black oil pastel, just so it shows up just as dark as the other side. Okay, and now I have my butterfly shape. So as you can see, it's equal. This side here is the same as this side over here. It's the same size, same shape. It's symmetrical. So from here, it's really up to you, the design, or how you want your butterfly to look. You might want to start out with using your pencil, drawing the body in, just so that way you know where that goes before you add too many things. So I'm going to add the body, maybe a little circle for the head, some swirly lines for the antenna. Okay? And then with the pencil, I'm going to add in some of the designs, the shapes, lines. So if I put 3 circles over here, I just need to remember that whatever I do on one side of the butterfly, I need to do on the other side of the butterfly, just to make sure that it's symmetrical. Okay? So I have 3 dots over there. I think I'm going to just kind of draw this arch shape here. And then I'm going to connect it down to here. Maybe I'll do some more dots. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I did 4 circles over here, so I know I need to do 4 circles over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to do another kind of this arch shape down over here. And then maybe some lines to connect it a little bit more. Okay, so that's kind of my basic butterfly design. Yours doesn't have to look like mine. It can look different. If you want to use different shapes like hearts, that's totally fine too. Hearts, stars, it's really up to you how you want your butterfly to look. Okay, but whatever you do on one side, you just have to remember that you do it on the other side. Now that I have my design for my butterfly drawn out, I can now fill in with all the colors. So again though, whatever I do on one side of the butterfly, whatever color I put on one side, I have to make sure that matches on the other side. So if I draw or I fill in these circles with red, then I'm going to also fill in these circles with red. Okay. So feel free again, if I'm going too fast, you're welcome to pause the video. If you still need to just work on the butterfly design, add in your shapes and your lines first with the pencil, you can do that. And then press play, and then after that you can color along with me. I think I'm going to do these dots down here, purple. Your butterfly also looks really nice if you spend the amount of time coloring in all of your butterflies. So the whole butterfly is filled with color. You may also want to look up pictures of butterflies. Like here I have, of course, this book I got from the library. So you can get a book from the library and look through the book to copy the butterfly designs or even the colors from there. That's a good way to learn a little bit more about butterflies. You can even name your butterfly. Maybe you want to write the name on the bottom of the paper. Okay, so now I got 4 circles over here. And then I'm going to do this area green. When it comes to filling in a big space like this, I always like to trace kind of around smaller areas so then I don't accidentally bump into those smaller areas with the color. Kind of helps me to remember to stay outside of that area while I'm coloring. If you have big spaces like this with oil pastel, I'm gonna go ahead and take the wrapper off, and then I'm gonna split this oil pastel in half. You can always just take the oil pastel and rub it on its side to cover bigger areas too. That will kind of make coloring go a little bit faster. Wow. So now that this side is green, I'm gonna go over and do this side. So again, tracing around things, tracing around the red circles here, and then filling in this area with green, just to make sure we match. Okay. There we go. Whoop, I'm shaking the whole table here. And then I'm gonna just kind of finish off doing this last little area right here with the purple. I'm gonna add in orange. You might wanna think about what are the colors that you haven't used yet. Maybe I'll outline the body. I'll finish off by outlining the body and the lines. How about that? And then basically the rest of this project is just coloring. So if you feel like you have an idea of what to do and you feel comfortable, you can go ahead and just stop the video and just focus on working on your butterfly. Or if you want to color a little bit longer with me, that's fine too. Okay, so now that there's orange on this side, there needs to be orange on the other side. Okay. Also be careful, one other thing, be careful about where you place your hands. Because if I place my hands right on top, I'm going to end up smearing. So you kind of want to be careful about where you put your hands. You might want to also get like a paper towel to put underneath your hands. That will just keep your hands from kind of smearing the paper too much. Okay, all right, I'm just going to finish this butterfly by outlining the other parts, just so we can see where all the other parts are. But I'm going to leave it up to you to color in the rest of your butterfly. So I have all these lines. I think I'll do some blue lines down here, blue lines down here. Okay, and then we have the little head right up here with the antenna. Okay, I'm going to stop here again. It's up to you how you want to color your butterfly, but if I were to keep going, I'd probably color in the rest of these areas, but I'm going to just leave that up to you to do. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed making your own symmetrical butterfly. Thank you for joining me on this lesson today, and I will see you hopefully next time. Bye for now.